Alright, so a few weeks back, Anthony Joshua did this video, this interview with IFL, where he said that if Deontay Wilder gives him 50 million, then he'll be happy to take the fight right away with Deontay Wilder, because Wilder obviously wasn't happy with Joshua's offer. So just today, Deontay Wilder in this video said that he emailed Eddie Hearn with a counteroffer offering Anthony Joshua exactly what he requested, $50 million. Details, or some details of the offer, are to be found in this Boxing Scene article right here, where Lou DiBella, who works closely with Wilder and Al Heyman, says that, you can quote it here. It says, an offer went out from Deontay and his entire team to Hearn and Joshua. The fight would take place at the end of the year, no rematch clause. And we're taking all of the risk. $50 million against 50%. If the fight does 40 million, then he still gets 50 million. If it does 200 million, he gets 100 million. It's 50 million guaranteed. Let's see who wants to make the fight. We're trying to make the biggest fight of this generation. That's what this is. We're not undervaluing his guy. We've made an incredibly aggressive and fair offer. If Anthony Joshua wants to fight Deontay Wilder, he now has an extraordinary offer to accept. Right, those are the words of Lou DiBella. Now, just to clarify, in case any of you didn't get it, the basic offer is 50-50 with a minimum guarantee for Anthony Joshua of $50 million. Yeah? So, regardless of how well the fight does financially, Joshua gets a $50 million guarantee. If the fight does better than expected, Joshua might get more than 50 million. And whatever he gets, it'll be 50%. So let's say the fight does $120 million. It won't do that, but let's say it did. Joshua would, instead of getting 50 million, he'd get 60 million, because that's half of 120 million. Yeah, so he has a $50 million guarantee, and if the fight makes more than expected, he still gets 50-50 of whatever it generates. So this is what is being said. According to Eddie Hearn, who responded with this video right here, he says that he's been given the ultimatum to agree to the deal by tomorrow. Now, there's basic protocol when it comes to agreeing any kind of deal, not just in boxing, but just in life. And that is, you have to see a contract. You have to see the terms on the contract, read through the contract, give it to your legal team, and see whether it's okay, whether you're happy with it. So that has to happen. I don't know whether Hearn has received the contract, but to say that you have to accept the offer by tomorrow, if that's true, that seems a bit dubious by Team Wilder. You don't give a guy a contract and say, or you don't make a guy an offer and say, okay, accept it by tomorrow. That's your deadline. That's ridiculous. You have to give the person time to look at the contract, see if they're happy, and then respond. Yeah? There might be certain things they want to tweak in the contract, etc. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But Team Joshua need to see a contract, and also Eddie Hearn in this interview said they need to see proof of funds, because he doesn't understand where Deontay Wilder's getting the money to put the fight on. For those of you who maybe don't understand the way fights get made, like, let's say there's a purse bid situation, okay? Fights don't always have to go to a purse bid to get made, but just to make it easier for some people to understand. In a purse bid, the rival promoters put up bids to see who gets to stage the fight, okay? The promoter who comes with the highest bid, he then is the one paying for the fight. He's paying both fighters' purses. He's paying to hire the venue. He's paying for everything, okay? That is the promoter who wins the purse bid. He pays for everything. And even in a non-purse bid situation, whichever promoter decides to put the fight on is paying for everything. He's paying everybody's purses. He's paying everyone's wages. Where is the promoter getting that money? Normally, the majority of money that promoters have to put on fights, to pay all their purses and hire the venue, most of that money normally comes from TV. Yeah, so with Eddie Hearn, for example, he's got a deal with Sky. So most of the money that Eddie Hearn gets to put Joshua fights on, it comes from Sky. He does have other sources outside of that. Obviously, there's the gate, how much tickets you sell, revenue, etc. But the majority of it is going to come from Sky. It's going to come from the pay-per-view buys, etc., etc. So with Deontay Wilder, he's not a pay-per-view fighter in the United States. So is there a network that's willing to front up the money for Deontay Wilder? Is Showtime willing to put up all this cash to guarantee Joshua 50 million? That's why Eddie Hearn is asking for proof of what did he call it now? Not proof of income. The other one. Proof of funds. Yeah, he's asking for proof of funds. Okay, cool. You say you have the money. Show me the money, like Jerry Maguire. Show me you've got proof. Show me proof of funds. And then we have to take your offer seriously. Yeah, show me a contract. Show me proof of funds. And then we'll see. I'm not sure where Deontay Wilder would get the money from. At the end of the day, Eddie Hearn says they have to have the money ready now. They have to have, let's say, a network or something behind them now that can guarantee the money. He doesn't want them to try and sell the fight to an investor, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, Eddie Hearn has the money. If Eddie Hearn wants to put this fight on in the UK, he has the money. He's got that Sky backing behind him. He's got the money to put the fight on in the UK. Wilder's team, do they have the money? Where is the money coming from? That's what Eddie Hearn wants to see. Yeah, is it coming from Showtime? Is it coming from some investors who can put the money in an escrow now? Because that's one thing Anthony Joshua did say, I believe in this video, he said, I want it in an escrow account. So if the money, and an escrow account is a kind of account which, can't be touched by either party until after the fact. And it's held securely in an account until after the fight is over and the funds are released. So can that be done? Can Team Wilder put it in an escrow account? And interestingly enough, just going back to the terms, there's apparently no rematch clause. Okay. I'm not sure if Team Joshua will be willing to take on Deontay Wilder with no rematch clause. Maybe they will. If this offer is real, then it's a bold move by Team Wilder. If they actually have the money, you have to imagine they're going to try to put the fight on in the United States. Yeah, because they don't have a TV deal in the UK. Do they have any investors in the UK who can front up the money for this fight? Maybe they do, but given the fact that his entire team are based in the US, you would have to imagine it's more likely that whatever investors they have are in the US. So yeah, I hope, the main thing is I hope Team Wilder's offer is legitimate. There had been some talk previously. Eddie Hearn had said that Shelley Finkel and Lou DiBella had been talking about putting the fight on using Eddie Hearn's money, which is obviously ridiculous. Yeah. If me and you are going to put a fight on, I don't say to you, give me your money and I'll manage it for you. Think about it. Me and you are putting a fight on. I'm the rival promoter to you. And I'm going to say to you, okay, I don't have any money. You've got 50 million. So give me your 50 million. I'll divide it up for you. I'll manage it for you. And I'll put the deal together. Like, it don't work like that. If you're going to put a deal together, you have to come with your own money. You can't be reaching over into the rival promoter's pocket and taking his money and dividing it up for him. That's not how things work. Yeah, you have to come with your own money. So if Wilder's team are coming with their own money and they're serious about this deal, then we'll see how serious Anthony Joshua is about this fight. If the fight is in the United States, I still think Joshua should take it for that kind of money. Yeah, I still think he should take it. We'll see if Joshua is really about that life, if this deal is for real. We'll see. So drop your comments in the comment section below. Let me know how you feel about this situation. A lot of people are saying Deontay Wilder has called Anthony Joshua's bluff. We'll find out whether he's bluffing or not, I guess. That's the thing. maybe Joshua has been bluffing about this, give me 50 million and I'll take the fight. But until Joshua sees a contract and proof of funds, or Eddie Hearn sees them, then you can't really say his bluff has been called. You don't really know that he's bluffing, you know? So, yeah, hopefully at the end of the day, we get to see the fight. I don't care about this side says they're ducking us, or the other side says they're I don't give a damn about none of that. I want the fight to happen. That's my prerogative as a fan. I want the fight to happen, regardless of who says what and the he say nonsense. Let's just get the fight on. Hopefully this is legit and the fight can happen. And again, they said it would take place according to Deontay Wilder's offer. They said it would take place at the end of the year. Does it say here in this article? Sure, it said it somewhere here in this article. If you guys can see it on screen, you'll probably be screaming right now. I did read somewhere, either in this article or somewhere else, that the fight would happen between, I think, October and December, if it does take place, based upon Deontay Wilder's offer. So yeah, I would have to imagine this would have to take place in the States if Wilder's team are putting the money up in maybe Vegas, because Vegas has got that kind of money. In terms of, if you're going to charge people, you're obviously looking to make as much money as possible. So if they put it on at the T-Mobile Arena, Vegas will pay you to actually fight there. I don't know how much the site fees are, how much well, it's not a site fee, but is that what they call it? I can't remember what they call it now, but the casinos basically pay for big fights to happen in their casino, because the casinos profit from the amount of traffic they get. People spending their money on the slot machines and at the poker tables and stuff like that. So they actually pay promoters to have big fights there. You know, it has to be a big enough fight, and they'll pay you to fight there. So there's that, and obviously there's a lot of high rollers in Vegas. So in terms of the gate, you're going to make a lot of money from the gate having it in Vegas. That's why you wouldn't have it somewhere like Alabama, for example, if you were going to have this unification. So yeah, let me know how you feel about this, people. It's happening. I'm out.